Every time you create a new business, you got to struggle a little bit. And it takes a while to build a brand. It takes about 5 years to be consistent.
Failing is never failing. It's always a learning experience.
It takes fearlessness to be first, to not move with a crowd, to move alone.
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe in your potential, and I want to see that thing that you've got inside you explode out into the world to have a big impact for you, your family, and the world. So to help you on your journey, today we're going to learn from entrepreneur and music producer Damon Dash and my take on his top 10 rules for success, volume 2. Rule number 1 is my personal favorite, and I'd love to know which one you guys like the best. And as always, guys, as you're watching, if you hear something that really, really resonates with you, please leave it down in the comments below and put quotes around it so other people can be inspired. And when you write it down, it's much more likely to stick for yourself as well. Enjoy.
How do you stay motivated and not get burned out?
I only do what I love. You got to do what you love. You can't get burnt out, and I do get burnt out. Once I'm in the business and I don't enjoy it no more, that's the thing. It's hard for me to stay in the business for a long period of time because the people tend to make me sick. So as soon as I start to get aggravated, it's like I'll be on the block. If the block starts to make me mad, I go to another block. Even if I got the block clicking, it's just like I won't compromise my quality of living. You know what I'm saying? But like right now, what I'm doing is, I'm building things that I can pass to my kids, but only things that I love and my family. So I love making movies. I'm making movies. I love it. I don't think I'm gonna be burnt out with that anytime soon, And then also, when you're in the business of making money off other people, that person can make you sick and you don't want to make money off them no more. So that's the reason why I try to only make money off myself these days, and also do things that, my girl or my wife, Rocky, if she's inspired, then we'll do that business. And like some revolving my children, I'll do that business. But I worked hard to put myself in that position.
Was there some pivotal moment for you in your life where you just really got it and something happened, a fire ignited inside you that made it so that you had all the moving parts to make this amazing career unfold?
I think the death of my mother probably got me really focused, and I understood that there wasn't going to be anyone there to take care of me. I had to take care of myself. And just out of respect for her life and all the things she did to make me a better person, I had to apply all those things. So, at like 17, my mother died when I was 16. At 17, I was running the streets so heavy and it was getting so critical that I put myself in boarding school. I figured out how to get a scholarship, and because of the ability that my mother gave me to articulate what's on my mind, to read, to write, to not be afraid. And also I was, boxing. So I went to the boys club and they were giving out scholarships for, you took a test, I passed the test, and, I made it. And I was just always able to put myself in a better place. I never let anybody else control my destiny. My mom's taught me to make things happen on my own, not to depend on anybody. And if I have an opinion, to speak on it.
The only way to be a professional is to work harder than everybody. A professional, like a professional baseball player, a boxer, is someone that's better than everyone else. That's why he gets paid so much to do it. That means work. It ain't nothing professional going to get given to you. There's some sacrifice. There's always pain. And, it's always going to be dark times because that's part of business. Every time you create a new business, you got to struggle a little bit. And it takes a while to build a brand. It takes about 5 years to be consistent. Like my first 5 years, I'm not saying nothing different. I've been saying the same exact stuff. If you go look at backstage and any kind of argument I had, it's always been consistent. It's just people weren't ready for it. They didn't trust it. But after I've been saying it for 10 years or 5 to 10, now it's a brand. I have a brand for it. I'm consistent. I back it up. I'm still here. I'm still up. Even when, being an independent meant looking like you was down.
Failing is never failing. It's always a learning experience. So the thing about business is how deep your pocket is. I always say that. Like if you got a lot of money, you can sustain these losses until they turn into gains. But if you have a short paper, if your money's not long, or if you don't have enough, you have to make sure that those losses don't kill and compromise your pocket.
And at that point, you got to get creative.
But when you do anything, you get better at it the more you do it. And the first time you do anything, you usually don't do it correct. So it's not failure, it's learning experience. If you could get up, and it's like in a fight, the first round you might get knocked out, but by the last round you get up and knock that person out who won. You might have lost the round, but you win the whole fight. You got to lose some rounds in business, but at the end of the day, you want that unanimous decision. You got to keep going. You got to finish the fight. The question is, do you have the stamina to finish?
But you get on the web and you check out who's Dame Dash, and there's so much crap How do you deal with that, and how do you suggest other people deal with it when they reach a certain level of celebrity?
I mean, when you sign on to being a certain level of celebrity, you got to know they're going to say things, and things are going to get eyeballs and get people to buy. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't care. And one of the reasons why I think I've been successful is because I didn't care. If I cared, I probably would be too scared to promote people that people don't want to promote. It takes fearlessness to be first. To not move with a crowd, to move alone, and you get scrutinized by people that do move with a crowd because they got to make you look bad to make themselves look good. It's all part of the game. It's like a guy that's in high school that gets all the girls. The rest of the dudes hate him in high school. So my whole life has been being that guy in high school that everyone hates because I keep taking their girls.
I can understand that.
It's not a bad life. So that's how I look at it. The price of success is unsuccessful people don't like you. Who cares? Successful people don't care about what another person's doing.
Successful people want everybody else to succeed too.
Exactly, that's my point.
That's this whole mindset that people don't understand.
Right. So it's usually a bunch of unsuccessful, bitter people. And I was the guy in school that got kicked out of every school. I was the class clown. I wasn't the guy that you would traditionally think would go this far. So me making it made all my teachers look stupid. Every principal that kicked me out of school looked stupid. I went to South Kent in Connecticut on scholarship. I didn't come back the next year. The next time I came back was on a helicopter and I landed it on the soccer field. When I got kicked out of Dwight in the 7th grade, my son came back and they were asking me, I put my son through there. I paid full tuition plus extras for tutoring, and they asked me to build a library. I'm like, the same principal that kicked me out is asking me to build a library. So it's egg on all their faces. My success makes a lot of people look like they were wrong, because a lot of people articulated the fact that I wouldn't be what I am today. And either way, I didn't care, but I think it's kind of funny. It's egg all over their face, scrambled.
I think entrepreneurship is in everyone, but not everyone has the discipline for it. But anyone could be an entrepreneur, but not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Some people rather depend on other people because they feel like they don't have to work as hard. But being an entrepreneur means working hard. It means embracing struggle. It means being a leader. It means never sending somebody to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. A real boss would never send somebody to do something they wouldn't do themselves. A boss that tells somebody to do something that they wouldn't do is not a boss. He's a coward. And those principles came to me from the people I knew in the street.
Right.
So somebody gonna be like, yo, kill that nigga for me, but you kill him yourself.
I know all about it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but if you're a guy that'll be pushing buttons, but you won't do nothing, you're not a real boss to me.
I just want to do so much that every dollar goes back into the street. Like, I just pay my bills, and if I want to buy something, I'll buy it. But, I'm generally trying to independently finance all the things that inspire me without compromise. So every time I pay for, I already know I'm not holding no money. I already know how I'm spending my first $1 billion. I'm gonna buy a football team. You know what I'm saying? I have no intention on holding any money. And the only way to get to $1 billion is to keep putting money back into the companies and flipping. And I'm gonna just be flipping my whole life. That's just my game. As long as I got cash flow, I'm cool, But I don't really believe in holding no money. I think that's for suckers.
It's hard. You do a lot, and it's all relative. You know what I mean? Like the first time I heard a record on the radio, I was excited. The first time I saw my video on television, I was excited. The first time I saw a movie at a theatrical level, it was very exciting. First times of anything are exciting, and I tend to have a lot of first times. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible.
So I try to recreate that first time feeling by doing new things. Traveling the world is important. Opening up art galleries all over the world has been fun. Opened up an art gallery in Hong Kong was dope, as well as Charleston, as well as the Lower East Side, as well as Tribeca. All of those first times were great. You know what I'm saying? Being in different neighborhoods, moving, and not being scared to, have growing pains and things to that nature. So it's all been really fun. It's been a blast.
A business plan about a business that doesn't exist is a lie, because you can't say, what are your facts based on, because it hasn't happened yet. You can't really determine who's going to buy what and how much it's going to sell. You can't say, I'm going to make $1 million this year. Did you make $1 million last year? Yeah. No. But what I'll do is put together it's like a script. I'll put together how I'm going to make the goods, how I'm going to market the goods, how much it's going to cost to buy the goods, what's my margin, and then when I'm going to sell it, and then how much I'm going to put back into the business and how much I'm going to put in my pocket. Right. It's that kind of thing. I write things out. Like, if you look on the put that on the wall right there, right? If you can see it. You see the piece of paper, all that on the that's shit I gotta do. You know, I like to put things on the wall. I need to know what I gotta do. I need to look at it. I need to cross it out. I don't consider that a business plan per se, but I have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a plan plus. You want other people to understand the plan because you can't do anything on your own. So you want to be able to articulate it to them a way they understand. And that they can look back at it because I talk quick. And like you said, a lot of times I say shit, you like, I didn't understand that. But you're not going to tell me until a year later. Yeah. You know, so you want to have something someone can keep looking at. And they can see you crossing it off. And then they can kind of get it by absorbing pause, you know, by watching what you're doing.
You know, I support the arts and I give people platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, a real person that is supposed to be a leader is supposed to serve the people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be worried about yourself. You know what I've been thinking about lately? You notice that in the music business, traditionally, it's the businessman that's robbing the artist. And the artist ends up with the behind the stories of where they are now.
Where they at now, nobody
All
can
my
really
artists
find
that
them.
I ever touch are rich. They doing well, and I'm the one that's always looking broke. Why? Isn't that weird? It's because I give it all away. I'm not trying to take an artist and have him in my pocket for his life and jerk him and have him resent me. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get him out my pocket. Be like, look, man, go win. Go eat. Go be yourself, but leave me alone.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I made this video because Jose Cruz asked me to. If there's someone you'd like me to cover in a future top 10, check out the link in the description and go and cast your vote. I'd also love to know, what did you learn from this video? What lesson really hit home the hardest? What are you going to immediately apply somehow to your life or to your business? Leave it down in the comments below. I'm really curious to find out. I also want to give a quick shout out to Melissa Alexandria. Melissa, thank you so much for picking up a copy of my book, Your One Word, and doing the review and posting it to your channel. I really appreciate your support, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed the read. Thank you guys again for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you soon.
You know, and the one thing you have to really never do is compare yourself to other people.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing you can't do is judge your success to someone else's. Because a lot of people are willing
That's
to
what social media does, man. The people, man, looking at people's pages and you like, damn, man, I just, you know, like, that's a part of it.
If you're insecure, yes. Yeah. If you're insecure, social media could destroy you.
There's a lot of people that think that the only way you can make it, especially in our business, the entertainment industry, that, you know, you can't be an honorable, honest, hardworking person. You've got to be willing to do whatever it takes, regardless of how you compromise your own ethics, to get to wherever it is you want to get. And I've never believed that. And it doesn't sound like you believe it either.
Nah. You know, I don't consider that a win. I consider that cheating, and I can't live with myself if I don't play the game right. But other people don't. Like, you go into different cultures, and especially in business, it's like, yo, you got to win any way you can. If somebody's slipping and you don't take advantage of it, you're dishonoring your family. Like, I've been in cultures like that, you know, where lying is okay for the business. You know, you're supposed to do that or else you're a sucker. So, you know, it's just a matter of perspective and the cloth you're cut from. And, you know, it's a rougher world when everyone is cheating and you're playing the game right. You know, it's a tough world. But at the end of the day, it's worth it because, you know, there's nothing more valuable than your soul, your integrity, your freedom, you know, just being proud of yourself. I just don't feel like, you know, when you can't call yourself a winner if you're cheating, you know, you're a cheater. You know, that's just how I feel. And you might not get caught in human form, but God will get you. You can't hide from God or whatever the supreme being is. But a go-getter, or when you're telling somebody to eat the food they killed, that's the same thing as saying you got to put up your own money. Like, a lot of people will be like, yo, I need a check. You know what I'm saying? I have to pay my bills. So they won't take any chances. They'll do minimal. Actually, they'll try to escape work. They'll live for a Friday just so they could just pay those bills or be in debt. But when you tell somebody to eat the food they kill, they got to go out there. They got to work. They got to win. And if they don't make money, they don't pay their bills. But to me, it's a non-option. I'm going to make my bread.
So let me give you the one word secret to happiness. One word. This is all you need to be happy.
The most important word ever. If you had to think of one word that's most important to you or that sums you up or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
If you want another amazing video with the one and only Damon Dash, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.